I'm Phoenix Mayor Kate Gallego, and I'm honored to join you for this first ever virtual Matsuri Festival. The Matsuri Festival is an event that I look forward to every year, and I know so many in our community do as well. This year's is particularly important as we look toward the 45th anniversary of our relationship with our sister city of Himeji in Japan. That relationship has brought so many amazing moments to our city, whether it be arts and culture exchanges or deepened economic ties. I want to thank all those who have paved the way and who continue to deepen our relationship. A special thank you to the Matsuri Committee for your innovation, making sure we can deepen this relationship while staying safe from COVID-19. I'd encourage you all to celebrate that relationship virtually, but also take time to visit the Japanese Friendship Garden. My son and I were there just yesterday celebrating this wonderful relationship. We are a stronger city because of the Matsuri Festival. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to join you for the 2021 Arizona Matsuri Festival. It has been a year since I attended the last Matsuri, when I was impressed by a large crowd of people enjoying the Matsuri, even in rare heavy rain in Phoenix. I would like to acknowledge Mayor Gallego for virtually attending and supporting 21 Arizona Matsuri. Arizona is connected, and I know the friendship will only continue to grow. I feel honored that the people of Arizona have embraced Japanese culture and art. I attribute your openness to the rich history, tradition, and culture of Arizona itself. I find commonality between Arizona and Japan, where both people have great reverence for nature. At the inaugural festivities for President Joe Biden, I was delighted to see a Native American dance group from Phoenix perform in Dance Across America with the beautiful landscape of Arizona as backdrop. That was an inspiring moment during a very difficult time for us all. The COVID-19 pandemic has altered our lives. I believe mankind must stand united to confront the pandemic, since there will be no safe place in the world unless all countries and regions overcome the global pandemic. For its part, Japan is taking an international leadership role in COVID-19 countermeasures to help overcome the global pandemic. Japan has been providing $1.54 billion in grants and medical equipments to over 80 developing countries. Japan is also taking an international leadership role for addressing other important issues, such as fighting climate change and creating hydrogen society with a target of year of 2030 by creating hydrogen value chain from production to consumption. Prime Minister Suga recently declared a goal of carbon neutral by year 2050. Over the next 10 years, Japan aims to deploy technology to generate large-scale hydrogen supplies through renewable energy sources. Japan has already built the world's largest green hydrogen production facility, the Fukushima Hydrogen Energy Research Field, FH2R, which launched operation last February. It will be used to provide power to the Olympic and Paralympic Games, which I hope you all will watch this summer. Closer to Arizona, closer to home, Arizona also is building a promising ecosystem for the generation of renewable hydrogen resources. It is possible to generate renewable hydrogen with Arizona's solar energy resources, combining research capabilities of Arizona and Japan. With the strong potential for green electricity sources in Arizona, Japan and Arizona can go a long way towards building a hydrogen society together across the United States and beyond. The Consul General of Japan in Arizona is organizing a webinar on March 18th that will examine the importance of foreign direct investment in Arizona and how Japanese companies can offer their cooperation. In addition to officials from Japanese companies, we plan to welcome speakers from the Arizona state government and the city of Phoenix, so please tune in. As such, we truly value Japan's relationship with Arizona. And events such as Arizona Matsuri are very important. This event would not be possible without hard work of many individuals. I would like to thank the volunteers of Matsuri, to all the members of the steering committee, and everyone who makes Matsuri what it is. I also extend my thanks to performers, organizations, and all the participants for making Arizona a great fun. I would also like to express my appreciation for the leadership and dedication demonstrated by our honorary consul, Kelly Moore. Thank you all, and please enjoy the Arizona Matsuri.
Hello to everyone at this year's Arizona Matsuri. My name is Hideyasu Kiyomoto, and I am the mayor of Himeji City. I am delighted to see that, despite the difficulties posed by the COVID-19 pandemic, the Arizona Matsuri is being held online for the very first time this year. The sister city relationship between Phoenix and Himeji first began in November 1976, and in April 2017, Rohoen, the Japanese Friendship Garden in Phoenix, was partnered with Kokoen Garden in Himeji. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of the people of Phoenix who, overcoming language barriers and cultural differences, have so enthusiastically taken part in cultural exchanges with Himeji and over the years. Although this year's festival will be held online, I have heard that there will still be many wonderful events connected to the Japanese American community and showcasing Japanese culture, such as taiko drum performances, martial arts demonstrations, and tea ceremonies. I have a deep respect for all of those who have worked so tirelessly and enthusiastically over the years to make this wonderful festival what it is today. I am keenly aware that, like so many others around the world, the people of Phoenix and have been heavily impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic in the past few months. I would like to express my condolences to all of those who have fallen ill or have lost a loved one to the disease. I sincerely hope that the global situation will soon improve and that we can soon safely return to our normal lives. I pray for the health and well-being of you all. Thank you very much, and please enjoy the festival. Welcome to Arizona Matsuri Festival 2021. This time, please enjoy as a virtual Matsuri. Everybody, let's have a great Saturday and Sunday.
My name is Shakia Johnson, and I am an Arizona Matsuri co-chair.
Hi, I'm Eileen Morgan, and I'm an Arizona Matsuri Steering Committee co-chair.
Hi, my name's Kevin Uehara. I'm also Arizona Matsuri co-chair. And welcome to our 2021 Virtual Matsuri Festival, our Festival of Japan. Thank you for joining us, and we'd like to open up by telling you a little bit about ourselves. I joined the committee and I help out with marketing and grants. And I also have been working with the beer garden for over 10 years. But sadly, this year, there's not going to be a beer garden. Eileen?
Thank you. I am the coordinator for the Taiko stage each year. And because we're virtual, I get the added benefit of helping to coordinate all the performers, all the videos that you'll be seeing. Kia?
I participate with the Arizona Matsuri because I love learning about various cultures as well as educational programming. Over the past 5 years that I've sat on the committee, I have worked with children's programming, grants, as well as some sponsorships and a host of other activities that I've taken on this year for the virtual Matsuri. Due to the pandemic, COVID-19, we will not be having the Arizona Matsuri live this year. That's also because of certain parks and regulation restrictions. However, this is giving us the opportunity to walk back down memory lane and look at all of the Matsuris of the past that we've helped bring to you to help support our community.
I've been on the committee for 12 years and participated in Matsuri for the past 25 years. Always so busy with taiko drumming. What I'm really looking forward to this year is watching all the videos of Japanese food and learning how to make some of these wonderful dishes. Kevin?
So we hope that you have a good time exploring our avenues for our virtual festival, whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, or Arizona Matsuri website on your home computer or on your phone. So thanks again for joining us. Thank you very much.
Arigato. Thank you. Hello, my name is Eileen Morgan. I'm the director of Fushicho Daiko Dojo in downtown Phoenix, Arizona. Ogi Matsuri holds a special place in our hearts. It was taught to us by Esther Vandekar, the founder of our dojo. She studied in Japan for over 7 years, and one of her trips took her to Sado Island, the home of Kodo. There, in the town of Ogi, she learned Ogi Matsuri, which was written by Yoshikazu Fujimoto to thank the people of Ogi for allowing Kodo to make their home there on Sado Island. The perspective on this video is a little bit different. I'm videoing in the middle of the performing group. This gives you a wonderful opportunity to see what it's like to play in the middle of an ensemble. We hope you enjoy Ogi Matsuri.
年の祭りのテーマとなりました千羽鶴を簡単にご説明させていただきます。日本の古くからの伝説によりますと、千羽の鶴を折る人には幸福と幸運が与えられます。特に千羽でなくてもたくさんの鶴を糸でつなぎます。起源ははっきり分かっていないようですが、折り鶴や千羽鶴が平和の象徴となったのは、広島の原爆の子の像のモデルになった原爆被爆者の少女佐々木貞子さんが千羽鶴を折ったことであります。貞子さんは2歳で被爆され、12歳で亡くなられましたが、その思いは同級生や他の被爆者により引き継がれ、この千羽鶴のお話は映画や本などで海外へと紹介され、貞子さんの平和を思う気持ちは世界へと広がっています。昨年は私たちみんなにとって非常に厳しい年となりました。千羽鶴とともに皆様の健康、平和、そして希望に満ちた未来が訪れますよう、祭りのメンバー一同心よりお祈り申し上げます。
日本にお住まいの英子さん、2種類のハートを作ってくださってありがとうございます。
Thank you, Eiko from Japan, for making 2 different kinds of hearts.
折り紙民ワールドマップ
Origami Tommy World Map.
日本
Japan.
国旗
Flag.
日本
Japan.
みんなの折り紙の写真も送ってね。折り紙民ワールドマップでみんなの国歌手を紹介するよ。
Please send your origami picture. I will introduce your country or state on the Origami Tommy World Map.
飛ぶ
Fly.
小さい鶴
Small crane.
大きい鶴
Large crane.
こんにちは
Hello.
元気
How are you?
鶴を折ろう
Let's make a crane.
用意はいいかな
Are you ready?
始めよう
Let's get started.
白
White.
三角に折る
Fold it in half to make a triangle.
もう一度
Once again.
指を入れて開く
Put fingers in and open it.
潰す
Push it down.
反対側に折る
Fold it to the other side.
もう一度
Once again.
くっつける
Put them together.
潰す
Push it down.
線まで折る
Fold till the line.
しっかり折って
Press hard.
もう一度
Once again.
しっかり折って
Press hard.
裏返す
Turn over.
その調子
Keep it up.
しっかり折って
Press hard.
逆も
Other side.
しっかり折って
Press hard.
開く
Open it.
真似して
Copy me.
ゆっくり折って
Fold slowly.
しっかり折る
Press hard.
逆も
Other side too.
もう一度
Once again.
頑張って
You can do it.
こうなったかな
Does yours look like mine?
大切
Important.
黒い部分にスペースを空けて折る
Make sure to have some space near the black line.
先がとんがるように
Make sure it's well pointed.
もう一度
Once again.
こうなったかな
Does yours look like mine?
もう一度
Once again.
できるよ
You can do it.
きちんととんがらせて
Make sure it's well pointed.
開く
Open.
線のところで折る
Fold it on the line.
逆側も
Other side too.
よく見て
Watch carefully.
頭を折る
Make a head.
気をつけて翼を開く
Open the wings carefully.
ゆっくり下に引っ張る
Pull them down slowly.
できた
Done!
一緒に数えて
Let's count together.
せーの
Ready? Go!
1話2話3話4話5話6話7話 8話、9話、10話。
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
新しい言葉、
New words.
アイディア、
Idea.
飛ぶ、
Fly.
せーの、
Ready, go.
スペース、
Space.
大切、
Important.
その調子、
Keep it up.
違う、
Different.
アイディア、
Idea.
折り紙箱につけるのもいいね。
You can put it on an origami box.
かわいい、
Cute.
違う色でも折れるね。
You can make it with different colors too.
楽しかった。
It was fun.
またね。
See you next time.
チャンネル登録といいねを押してください。YouTube 折り紙タミ。
Please like and subscribe. YouTube Origami Tommy.
Long ago, when warlords ruled this land, there were warriors who protected the people. Clad in the powers of the ninja, wielding legendary blades, warriors with righteous hearts. Their name is none other than the Shinobi Rangers.
I've been to many mountains around the world, but hiking in Japan for me has always been different. Special. You don't merely admire nature in Japan. Somehow you stop for a moment and are part of it. Walking in the very footsteps of ancient pilgrims and merchants. Following trails through some of the deepest greens imaginable. Smiling faces meet you at every turn with a Japanese warmth and hospitality that's as welcoming as the forest itself. Hiking in Japan is always something more. It's a journey to the very heart of the country. And a path to myself.
So we took the Shinkansen to Nagoya, and then they put us on the local Kintetsu track in our case, and just keep going. Everyone's getting off at Tsu, getting off at Masaka, wherever they get off. And I'm like the last person on the train. I'm like, where am I going? I just see like farm and mountains off in the distance.
It is an experience like none other. It's an experience of a lifetime.
It was, I really didn't know what I was getting into going into JET.
So JET is an amazing opportunity to go to Japan, to go to another country, to live in another country, to work in another culture and really get to know people.
You really don't know what impact you have on their lives, and a lot of times you won't know until it's time for you to leave, and that's when they come up to you and they will say, you know, I really loved your class and it was because of your class or it was because of you that I want to study English in university, or I want to do something that I never thought I could do.
I would say the JET program is at least a one-year experience where Americans, in my case Americans or foreigners, have the chance to live and work in Japan, and they're working in the school system, teaching English or offering opportunities for international exchange.
There is no average day. Every day was different.
I would bike to work with my Matsuri, which is essentially a grandma bicycle.
You kind of pass students on the way and you're kind of riding to school with your students.
Upon entering school, I would take off my shoes and I would put on some slippers.
There's always a morning meeting.
The first thing I would do is just log in, sort of. So I'd take my hanko, my little stamp, and stamp the book to show that I was there.
There'd be a little break, and then 8:30 the first period would start.
I work at 8 different elementary schools.
3 schools, 12 to 15 different schools.
I had about 17 schools.
I would teach 3 to 4 classes.
I had a little stick together like a stand-up routine.
Performing skits or playing silly games.
The thing I like the most is the interaction with the students, definitely. They just have so much energy.
My students inspire me every single day.
After school, I was really active with the dance club.
I myself played table tennis.
I loved doing drama club. That was probably my favorite.
We loved talking about music. That was the #1 thing.
I was in the small town of Shintotsukawa-cho, Hokkaido.
I was in Mie-ken. I lived in Mie Prefecture.
Hyogo Prefecture.
Kumamoto Prefecture.
Kagoshima Prefecture.
Nagasaki Prefecture.
Fukushima Prefecture. Niigata Prefecture.
I was in a real field around where I lived and also around the school.
They were a really great community. I would have even people that I didn't really know that will come up and talk to me.
Everyone was super interested. They were interested in America. They were interested in me. It was something I wouldn't have expected going in there.
The best advice I could give any new JET is don't turn down any invitation. You get invited to do some of the most ridiculous things, but take advantage. You will climb to the top of Mount Fuji, you will plant rice, you will go to an onsen, you will eat the weirdest things, but those are all about these experiences that you're gonna have while in the JET program.
If I could sum up the JET program in one word, I would say revolutionary.
I would say adventure.
Motainai, which means don't be wasteful.
Unforgettable.
Transformative.
Just absolutely amazing.
Sugoi.
Epic.
Excitement.
Life-changing. Life-altering. In Japanese, I would say kizuna.
Ichigo ichie.
Never in my life before or since have I been surrounded by so many people from different countries in one place.
My experience has literally changed my whole life. I feel that any experience you do with a job is opening one door. But the JET program, it was like opening 100 doors at once for me. And I really think that if you go on the JET program, you're going to feel empowered by not just the possibilities of humanity and the ability to find common ground, but also your own personal prospects for the future.
I still talk about JET all the time, and I'm still in love with Japan, and you will fall in love with Japan and the people, and it is the best experience you can ever do for yourself.
はい、ここは、日本の姫路市、アメリカのアリゾナ州フェニックスと姉妹都市の姫路市であります。この姫路市に、有名な祭り、ナダルの喧嘩祭りがあるんですけども、今コロナですけども、去年は祭りできなくて大変でしたけど、今年は なんとか頑張ってやりたいと思っております。フェニックス市もコロナに打ち向かって、アリゾナ祭りで、コロナを吹き飛ばして元気で頑張ってください。我々も日本で頑張りますので、コロナに負けないようにフェニックス市、姫路市頑張って共に頑張っていきましょう。日本にはたくさん祭りもありますけども、ここは姫路の兵庫県播州、姫路で、灘の喧嘩祭りいうて、割と近郊では大きな祭りをやっております。その魅力というのはやっぱし太鼓の魅力であって、新人間の心臓の鼓動太鼓で、その太鼓を私も長い間させてもらって、今もこうして移動塾のメンバーとその太鼓に取り組んでおります。フェニックス市の人も太鼓をされてる方もたくさんいると思いますけども、同じ太鼓の道を目指すものとして、コロナに打ち勝って頑張っていきたいと思います。太鼓で、コロナを吹き飛ばしましょう。皆さんで一緒に頑張りましょう。
頑張ってよ。お茶も頑張る。あとお父さんだけたち。
ここは日本の、兵庫県姫路市播州姫路です。祭りどころです。このコロナで、祭りできませんけども、いつか、打ち勝った暁には、最高の太鼓を打って祭りをしたいと思います。みんな、コロナに打ち勝ちましょう。おー！
元気だな を恨むじゃないが風もしみるよ傷の跡久しぶりだなおとみさん今じゃ呼び名も切られるよさよそれで一部じゃおとみさん餌を済まされめちゃいけない他人の花に情けかけたがりの定めうちはよそうぜおとみさんせめて今夜は差しつさされず飲んで明かすよおとみさん餌を茶碗酒懐かしかったるも夢さ誰が弾くやら明けがらすついてくる日かおとみさん命短く渡る日よは雨も辛いぜおとみさん餌を地獄雨
The Consulate General of Japan in Los Angeles has been part of the Arizona Matsuri for over 35 years. It has provided performers, information, and financial support. The Consulate always has a table where it distributes posters, books, magazines, and information about study and work programs in Japan, notably the JET, Japan Education and Teaching Program, and MEXT scholarships. In 2021, the Consulate has again played a vital role in supporting the virtual Matsuri. It has provided over 40 videos with topics ranging from the tale of tofu to kimono art. As you spend time with the virtual Matsuri, look at these categories from the Consulate: culture, food, business, and tourism. Of special interest is the JET video. On behalf of the Matsuri Steering Committee, I would like to say thank you to the Consulate General for its long-time support. Domo arigatou gozaimasu.
Hello, I'm Michael Booth, a British writer. A few years ago, I studied cuisine in Paris, and then parlayed that experience into writing a book. While living in France, I became fascinated with Japanese food and flew off to Japan to eat and do some research. Along with my dear family, of course. Phew! Looks like I'll be stuck here for a while. Hey, listen. Sorry, but go ahead and eat with the kids. Yeah. See you later.
We'll never get any customers in this rain. Darn it.
Dad! I let in a foreign customer from the rain.
Huh? You what? You let what in here?
Hello.
Oh. Hello.
Sorry, my dad's not too social.
This is,
Because of the rain, there's no customers today. But this sushi restaurant has been here 3 generations. I'm training to be the 4th one day.
Sakura! Get over here!
Master is calling. Excuse me for a minute. What, Dad? What? You want to give this to him now?
It's better to give him something warm.
Wouldn't tea be better?
Just give it to him.
I don't know if an American would like this.
He's American?
Well, he speaks English, so... Here you go.
miso soup. This is really delicious. May I have some sushi?
Of course! Well, what would you like? We have a set menu, but we like to recommend the Chef's Choice!
Then, chef's choice.
Let's start with some Japanese sea bass. What do you think of the amount of rice? If it's not enough, I'll add more. If it's hard to eat, I'll put less.
It's easy to eat. It's fluffy and very good.
Next, we have big fin reef squid.
The squid's unique, sticky texture and rich flavor. And how do I put this? The moment I bite into it, the grains of rice come apart
I'm
and...
surprised you know so much!
Sakura!
I was complimenting him! A veteran sushi chef has a way of keeping the density of the rice grains consistent by adding the air between those rice grains. It's both soft and has a delicious resilience. So when you bite in, the rice grains seem to jump and spread in your mouth. It's craftsmanship a robot can't imitate.
And you can imitate it?
I'm just explaining it to him. I mean, there are a lot of people who think sushi is just slapping fresh raw fish on the rice.
Sakura!
People like that are the ones who put soy sauce on the rice and ruin the best part. Soy sauce is supposed to go on the fish. I'm not referring to you, don't worry.
Just be quiet. I'm sorry. She's social, but she talks too much.
Shouldn't you use fresh fish?
Of course!
Of course! The freshness is important. Using any freshly caught fish won't do. Each fish has its time when it becomes best after being ready. To be able to know the difference is what a true chef is.
It all comes down to timing. The sushi has to taste the best when a customer is going to eat it. The state of the fish and rice has to be known and controlled. The sushi is made at the best timing and then served.
Well, I'm the one preparing it. That'll be enough out of you. Now get in back and wash the dishes.
Fine.
It's akami, lean tuna. Please eat it as it is.
What is that?
It's nikiri, a condiment unique to sushi restaurants. Nikiri is a mixture of soy sauce, sake, and mirin that is quickly boiled and left to cool. Each restaurant has its own way of making it. Ours has been used since my grandfather's time. Kohara shad. It's sprinkled with salt and soaked in vinegar. Vinegar marinated.
It doesn't have that fishy smell you get with oily fish. It's the perfect balance with the vinegar.
You might think the fish is simply raw fish. But there are many ways of preparing it aside from vinegar marinade. There is soaking it in kelp, simmering it, smoking it. We're actually putting a lot of time and effort into the fish and preparing it for the customer. Hand-formed nigiri sushi was created around 200 years ago here in Tokyo. It was called Edo at the time. In a time when there was no way of refrigerating food, our predecessors thought of how to keep the fish fresh. Now that wisdom has transformed into traditional techniques to bring out the flavors of seafood. Sushi chefs continue the tradition.
So, next it's your daughter's turn to follow traditions.
She's so chatty, I'm a little worried.
Did you say something?
I'm glad it rained, or I never would have come into your restaurant. Sakura-san, I'm sure you'll become a fine sushi chef. But one thing I would like you to remember.
Huh?
I'm English.
He heard me!
You need to learn how to lower your voice then.
I love rice. It's incredibly versatile, and I find Japan has some of the world's best.
澄んだ水、良い土壌、品質の良い苗から作られた日本のお米は大変人気があり、世界中に輸出されています。
Here, Chef Yanagihara-san is showing me how to prepare onigiri and maki sushi.
Let's make a sushi roll, but fatty one.
I'm really excited about this. I've always wanted to learn how to make it.
If you roll it, it's gonna fail.
Okay.
So just place the bottom to end. Just place it. That's good.
Okay.
I help.
Amazing. Onigiri and maki sushi is really popular all over the world now. It's so easy to prepare. Japanese rice is fragrant and has a unique sweetness and is absolutely delicious. Japanese green tea is increasingly popular globally, and I can see why. It's a soothing drink that's fragrant, light, and cleanses the palate.
You only need hot water to brew quality Japanese green tea. So wherever you are, you can enjoy the freshest Japanese mountain and nature in your tea. はいどうぞ.
Thank you. So smooth, doesn't have any bitterness, it's just very kind of tranquil. Japanese green tea also contains catechin. Quality green tea leaves are ground and processed into matcha, and matcha desserts are one of my favorites. They are light, delicious, and versatile. Here I'm making a white chocolate matcha mess, based on the British classic. Matcha desserts usually go best with a cup of steaming green tea. Matcha latte. Let me tell you, it's amazing. You know, it's just so refreshing, especially on a summer's day.
はい、エビワン。ジャイロサンゼルス総領事館公邸料理人のミマです。本日は、茶碗蒸しの作り方を説明していきたいと思います。茶碗蒸しは日本料理の基本の料理の一つで、卵とだしで作るプリンのようなものですけども、砂糖は入っておりませんので、甘くはなく、塩、醤油などで作るおかずの一つです。さまざまな季節の旬の野菜を使うことができまして、いろんな工夫、アレンジをしてもらえる料理の一つです。それでは材料の説明をしていきます。まず卵、そしてだし。このだしは前回の動画で作ったカツオと昆布のだし。具材は季節に応じていろいろ変えてもいいんですけども、本日はまずエビ、今が旬の枝豆、しいたけ、スナップエンドウ、そしてかまぼこ、板に乗っている状態で、魚のすり身なんですけども、それを蒸し上げた状態になっております。これを切って、中に入れる。調味料が薄口醤油、そして塩少々です。それでは、調理に入っていきます。まず野菜を切ります。スナップエンドウは千切り。しいたけは石突きを取って、薄くスライス。あまり熱く切りすぎると火が通りにくくなってしまうので、少し薄めに。エビはこの部分を切り落として、好みのサイズでいいんですけども、今回は半分に。かまぼこは一応切りに、1人2枚ほど。卵を溶きます。しっかりほぐしてください。ここでしっかり卵白を切ってください。そして、卵1個に対して、だしを 150cc。合わせたものをざるに。ここに調味料を入れていきます。まず、薄口醤油小さじ、塩ちょっと混ぜます。塩が溶けるまでしっかり混ぜてあげます。これで卵汁の完成です。そしたら器の中に先ほど切った具材を入れていきます。具材はたっぷり入れすぎると火の通りが悪くなるので、器の半分ほどまでを目安に入れてください。具材が入ったところに卵汁入れていきます。なるべく泡立たないようにゆっくりと入れてください。器に対して8分目以上までいくとちょっと火が通りにくいので、5分目から8分目までの間で捨ててあげてください。もし表面に少し泡があった場合、少しライターなどチャッカマンなどで火をつけてあげると泡だけ消えてくれます。蒸す前にホイルなどで蓋をしてあげると蒸している間にここに水分が落ちないので緩くなりません。これを蒸していきます。蒸し器がない方は鍋などで代用ができます。鍋の中に布巾などを置いて器が滑らないようにして蓋をした器を入れて回します。10分であまりグツグツ沸いている状態でなく、沸いた状態で少し弱火にしてあげて様子を見てください。それではこちらを蒸していきます。しっかり蒸気が沸いた蒸し器にでここに箸を1本かまして蒸気の逃げ道を作ってください。火は中火、少し強火に近い強火で蓋をしてしまうと蒸気が強すぎて茶碗蒸しに酢が入ってしまいます。この状態で10分です。では10分経ちましたので様子を見てみます。傾けてみて、流れなかったら保ってます。一応真ん中に串を刺してみて濁った出汁が出てこなければ大丈夫です。はい、鍋の方も10分経ちましたので見てみます。こちらもしっかり固まっています。汁も大丈夫です。器がとても熱くなっているので気をつけてください。ではこれで茶碗蒸しの完成です。茶碗蒸しは材料もとてもシンプルでアレンジもいろいろできるので、皆さんもぜひご家庭でお試しください。Hi everyone. 在ロサンゼルス総領事館公邸料理人を務めておりますリマと申します。大使館や総領事館の大使総領事のお住まいを公邸と言います。公邸は外交活動の一環として各国の要人や外交官をもてなす場でもあります。公邸料理人は料理人としてその外交活動の一部を担っております。自分は京都の料亭で和食を学び、昨年からロサンゼルスに公邸料理人として赴任しました。この動画では公邸料理人としてどのような仕事をしているのか、また調理の技術、皆さんも作れることができる料理の説明をさせていただきます。よろしくお願いいたします。Hi everyone. ジャイロサンゼルス総領事館法廷料理人を務めておりますリマと申します。今日はサンタモニカのファーマーズマーケットに買い出しに来ました。サンタモニカのファーマーズマーケットはクオリティも高くて、スーパーマーケットでは買うことのできないようなオーガニックの野菜を新鮮な状態で手に入れることができます。日本の農家さんもいたりして和食に使いやすい野菜がいろいろ揃うのでよく買い物に行っております。ファーマーズマーケットで買えないようなものは日系のスーパーマーケットなどに行って買い出しをしております。配食のメニューの中にもなるべく地元の食材をいろいろ使ってロサンゼルスらしさを出すようにしております。ではファーマーズマーケットで買ってきた野菜を紹介いたします。まず今日は初めて買ってきたんですけども、新生姜が綺麗なのがあったのでこれをまた、ご飯など炊き込もうかなと思って買ってきました。でスーパーマーケットなどでは買うことのできない皮付きのヤングコーンというのも買ってきました。これは天ぷらなどにして使わせてもらおうかなと思っています。こちらも初めて買ってみたんですけども、大筋トマトですね。こういうの、これはまたハッスンなどに使って、こちらに使おうと思っております。こちらにはいろいろな種類のナスがあります。こちらはベイナスと日本でよく言われるアメリカのナスですね。こちらはジャパニーズナス。いろいろ使い方はちょっと柔らかさが違うので、使い分けで2種類買ってきております。今回大きい方はこれは田楽にしようかなと思っております。ファーマーズマーケットで日本の農家さんが作っておられるシソやキュウリ、シソはお作りのあしらい、キュウリはお作りのあしらいや漬物などに使おうと思っております。で、今日イチジクを買ってきました。こちらは白あえに使おうと思ってきました。じゃがいもですね、パープル紫のじゃがいもと普通のじゃがいもと、スーパーマーケットではあまり見ないんですけども、ファーマーズマーケットではこういういろんな種類のじゃがいもがあります。これはお肉のあしらいなどに使おうとしております。スーパーマーケットではないんですけども、金時人参ですね。中まで赤い人参。これもファーマーズマーケットだけ買えることができます。あと、こちらのメロンが、今日はデザートのために買ってきました。農家さんが中が白くてすごい甘いというので、試しに初めて買ってきました。あと、卵ですね。オーガニックでケージフリーなので、いろんな料理に使わせてもらっております。卵は基本的にファーマーズマーケットに買うように心がけております。はい、everyone。ジャイロサンゼルス総領事館法廷料理人のリオです。法廷での会食では普段懐石料理を提供しております。懐石料理とは本来お茶の美味しくいただくためにその前に出される料理のことです。現在では、もう少しカジュアルに親しみやすくコース料理に仕立てているお店も多いです。その中でも旬の食材を使う食材の持ち味を生かす、心配り、もてなしの心を持って料理をするという3つの原則をしっかりと守った料理のことを解析しています。このコロナ禍の中でお食事の出し方の工夫として消化道弁当などの、点心のスタイルをメインに多く扱っております。解析には必ずご飯物がつきます。ご飯物は日本人にとっては欠かすことのできない重要な食材です。特に白米は貴重なものとして古くから扱われてきました。ここロサンゼルスでも多くのカリフォルニアで作っている日本のお米、コシヒカリなどが手に入ります。今回は、基本の白ご飯の炊き方を説明していきます。今回はコシヒカリ2合を使っていきます。それでは洗っていきます。はじめお米が全体的に濡れたらすぐに水を入れてください。そして軽く混ぜるように溶いて水を入れます。この時にお水を直接お米に当てるとお米が少し割れたりするので、なるべくボウルの縁に当てるや手に添えて一度クッションをしてあげてください。水を切ります。水を切ったら洗います。この時もあまり力を入れるとお米が割れて見栄えが悪くなるので、優しく混ぜてあげてください。水を入れます。2回洗ったらもうあとは洗わずに水をかけて捨てるのを繰り返します。3回ほど水を変えるとあまり濁らなくなってきます。少しぐらいなら白く濁っても白ご飯なら大丈夫です。それぐらいになったらざるにします。少し広げてあげて 軽く水をこの状態で10分ほど乾かしてください。10分ほど経って乾いた状態でそう持ってもらって乾いていたら大丈夫です。この状態になったら1合計量カップで米を使います。で鍋に洗う前よりも膨らむので少し増えます。でお米と同じ量の水を入れてください。少し柔らかめが好みの方はお米の同じ量より少し多めに水を入れてください。固めが好きな方は少し少なめに。今回のお水は浄水の軟水を使いましたが、水道水ではなくなるべく浄水のお水を使ってください。水につけましたらこの状態で5分ほど水を米に吸わせてください。そうすることで米の中の水分が少し膨らみますので、炊く時にムラがなく炊き上がります。それでは炊いていきます。今回は炊飯器ではなく鍋で炊いていきます。炊飯器がない方は鍋なので炊けるので試してみてください。まず火をかけます。鍋の外側に出るほど強火になるのではなく、鍋の中に入るぐらいの火加減でかけてください。中火ぐらいですね。そして蓋をします。この状態で沸いてくるまで炊きます。これ大体4、5分かな。これぐらい沸いてきたら火を半分ぐらいの高さまで焼きます。この状態で約10分ほど炊きます。表面に水分がなくなったら火力を一番弱くしてください。であと2分ほどで最後に、一度火を全開にして5秒ほど。火を止めましたら火から外して、5分ほど蓋をしたままで蒸らしてください。では蒸らしが終わったので盛り付けていきます。軽く鍋を混ぜてあげます。この時もあまりしゃもじで押さえつけず、潰さないように軽く混ぜてください。これで白ご飯の炊き上がりです。皆さんもご家庭でぜひ試してみてください。Hello everyone. 第6班グループ総領事課合計料理の今です。今日は日本から来た金目鯛をさばいていきます。先ほど鱗と内臓は処理しました。それではおろしていきます。 たらこれを、昆布締めにして細作りにしていきます。では昆布締め用に細作りにしていきます。まず皮を取ります。ここで皮や鱗が残ってないかをしっかりと均等な長さに厚みを揃えていきます。包丁は引くように使って切ったものに塩をで少し、水が出てくるまで10分ほど置きます。10分ほど置いた先ほどの細作りに酒に薄口醤油が少し入ったものを入れます。分量は浸るぐらいなのでそんなに入れないです。で、全体を混ぜたらこれを昆布の上にのせます。で、挟んで同じ大きさのバットで重しをするかラップでしっかりと留めてあげるとしっかりと決められます。これで1時間ほど経ったら昆布締めの完成です。5本ずつ棒に乗せるように炙りの刺身をます。雨を上にして皮なので皮に焼き目をつけます。少し冷まして取り出します。包丁は下から上まで全て使い切るようにしていくようにして力を入れるのではなく切れ味で切っていく感じです。完成です。Hello everyone. 第6版の創業時間工程料理の今です。本日は普段私が使っている包丁の説明をしていきます。まず出刃包丁です。魚をおろす時などに使います。小出刃です。こちらも魚をおろす時に使っているんですけども、小さい魚などをおろす時に使います。柳包丁です。刺身を引いたりする時に使います。こちらも少し小さいサイズの柳包丁です。つば包丁、菜切り包丁とも言います。野菜を切るための包丁です。こちらは牛刀ですね。お肉を切ったり、硬い野菜を切る時などに使います。ペティナイフです。こちらはフルーツを切る時などに使います。包丁は、普段砥石で研いで、切れ味を保っております。Hello everyone. 第6版の創業時間工程料理の今です。剥き物は包丁の手前で、刻み物は包丁の先で刻むのがやりやすいです。刻み物をするときは包丁から肘までが一直線になります。で、目線は、食材を見るのもそうなんですけど、包丁とまな板が直角になっているように。でそれで右手の支え方は支柱式という人差し指を上に乗せるのでもいいですし、横に置いてこちらをぶれないようにしてどちらでも構いません。この時にここがしっかり直角になっているようにしながら刻んであげるときれいになります。 手はこの動きしかやってないんですよ。縦の動きだけ。右手をこっちに行こうとしてるんじゃなくて、ナイフはその場でステイで上下を見るだけ。左手で材料を持っていく。こう行くから指切っちゃいそうになるんですけど、危ないんですけど、こっちはこうしか動いてないから、まあその押されてる指とかを切ってしまうことはあるんですけど、基本的には右手は縦に動きだけ、左手が材料を動かしている。いろいろ切ってきましたけど、きゅうりの切り違い、こちらはこちらや、このきゅうりの松、あとは大きいので大皿料理などに使うときに飾りに使います。で、水玉きゅうり、蝶々きゅうりで、きゅうり剣で、みょうがの千切り、より人参、よりきゅうり。こちらは大体お作りのあしらいなどに使います。切りかけ、蛇の目きゅうりもお椀のあしらいに使うときもあれば、刺身のあしらいに使うときもあります。生姜の千切りはご飯に炊き込むときに使ったりとか、いろんな用途で使わせてもらいます。Hi everyone! 第ロサンゼルス総領事館公邸料理人の三輪です。本日は日本料理の基本でもある出汁の取り方について説明していきます。出汁とは日本料理の基本の一つで、様々な料理に使い、その味の決め手となるものでございます。昆布やトマトから取れるグルタミン酸、カツオやシイタケから取れるイノシン酸やグアニル酸を合わせることによって、旨味の相乗効果を引き出し、旨味のしっかり詰まったスープになります。特にロサンゼルスの公邸料理人として、様々な宗教や思考、アレルギーの方がたくさんいらっしゃいますので、いろんな種類の出汁を気をつけています。本日はまずカツオと昆布で取る一般的な一番出汁、昆布、干し椎茸、大豆などから取る昔ながらの醤油出汁のかけ方、そして干した野菜や椎茸などから取る本当に昆布などのためな方のためのベジタリアン用の出汁です。まずは一番出汁の作り方です。鍋に1リットルの水を入れてください。こちら軟水を用意していただきます。今回はボトルウォーターを使っております。こちら昆布、利尻昆布、真昆布、羅臼昆布いろいろありますけれども、日高昆布以外だとどれでも大丈夫です。そして鰹節、昆布、カツオ両方ともに日系スーパーなどで手に入ります。そうしましたら水1リットルに対して昆布を 15g 入れていきます。続きまして精進だしの切り方を説明していきます。先ほどと同じだし用の昆布で一晩水につけておいた干し椎茸です。こちらも軟水でつけてください。そして大豆です。これらすべて日系スーパーで手に入ります。干し椎茸の戻し汁ごと鍋に入れてください。水の量は先ほどと同じ1リットルです。そして昆布を入れます。そして大豆も入れます。続きまして野菜のだしの説明をさせていただきます。今回はトマト、ネギ、大根、人参、椎茸です。野菜の皮など余ったところで大丈夫です。なるべく根菜類が入っていると野菜の甘みが出て美味しいだしになります。香りの強いニンニク、生姜、玉ねぎなどを使うと少しちょっと洋風、中華風な香りになるので、それは和風にはちょっと向かないので、なるべく控えてもらえればと思います。すべて一度、オーブンで120度ぐらいで、じっくりと乾燥させてください。そしたらこれを鍋に入れていきます。これを火にかけていきます。温度が上がるまでは強火で大丈夫ですけども、 昆布が入っているだしは70度以上になると苦味成分などが出てくるので、70度以上にならないように気をつけてください。昆布は65度ぐらいになったら約30分30分目安で言ってますけど、30分でも出ない昆布もありますし、30分経たないでも出てる昆布もあるので、昆布によって少し変わるので、時間は味を見ながら最後は調整。アクが出てくるんで、アクが出てきたらアクをすくって野菜のお出汁はしっかり沸かしてしまって大丈夫です。野菜出汁に関しては30分とかじゃなくて、味が好きな、自分の好きなところまでいったらって感じ。昆布出汁がしっかりいけたら昆布を引き上げます。この状態が昆布出汁です。そして温度を上げて沸騰直前までかけていきます。ここでアクがしっかり出てきたらアクをしっかりすくってで沸いてきましたら火を止め調理します。ここであまり箸で触らないで軽く押さえてあげるぐらいで、箸で混ぜてしまうとカツオの雑味が出てちょっと苦い味になってしまいます。使ったら味見をしてこれでたらします。自然に落ちるのを待ちます。絞らないようにしていったら完成です。はい、第5冊総領事館法廷料理人の三馬と申します。よろしくお願いします。本日はわらい餅の作り方を説明したいと思います。わらい餅は夏によく作る冷たい和菓子です。材料の説明をしていきます。まずわらび餅粉です。本わらび粉というのが本当はあるんですけども、アメリカでは手に入らないので、わらび粉を使います。黒糖ですね。で、お水。仕上げに使うきな粉です。まず鍋にわらび粉を入れます。黒糖も入れます。そして水を入れます。よくかき混ぜます。ダマが残らないようにしっかりかき混ぜてください。黒糖の粒が少し残っていても火が入るので大丈夫です。ダマが溶けたら火にかけて練っていきます。仕上げに使う、流し缶なんですけども、こういうものやこういうもの、ご家庭にあるちょっと高さのある入れ物だったら大丈夫です。今回はこちらを使います。練り上げる前にこちらに水を張ってこの内側を濡らしておきます。こちらの水は浄水じゃなくても大丈夫です。後で捨てます。それでは火にかけていきます。まず沸くまでは少し強火で煮ていきます。初めは液体状でシャバシャバの状態です。徐々に鍋肌から固まってきます。固まりだしたら砂糖が入っているので焦げやすいので少し火を弱めます。固まり始めたら力を入れて練っていきます。ここでタイマーを約10分です。鍋の中で叩きつけるように鍋肌に当てるような感じで練っていきます。こういう感じで持ち上げて沸騰したときにちょっとポテって切れるように落ちるときはまだ練りが足りない。10分経ちました。初めに比べると表面にツヤが出て持ち上げたときにボテッと落ちるんじゃなくて流れるように落ちるので、ここまで来たら完成です。先ほど濡らしておいた流し缶に移し替えます。先ほど入れておいた水を捨てます。そして先ほど練ったわらい餅を流します。この時にあまり鍋肌のちょっと固まったところまで入れてしまうと食べる時にちょっと食感が悪くなってしまいます。少し叩いて空気を抜きます。表面が乾かないように濡らしたラップを表面につけていきます。真ん中から押さえると自然になるべく空気を入れないようにすると表面がきれいな状態で仕上げます。氷水に当てます。この状態で冷やします。わらい餅は1日後にはすぐ硬くなって食べにくくなってしまうので、なるべく出来たてを食べていただきたいので、氷水ですぐに冷ましてほしいです。練り り上がった状態ですと容器に張り付いているので、容器の間から少し水を入れてあげて容器から剥がしてあげる。わらび餅で直接当てるのではなく容器に当てるイメージです。外れたら水を捨ててください。剥がしたらこれをまな板に出します。こちらを一口大に切っていきます。刃先を落としてちぎるように切ったものをきな粉にまぶします。これで完成です。わらび餅は日系スーパーなので材料が全て揃いますので、皆さんもぜひご家庭でお試しください。
Konnichiwa, and welcome to the 37th annual Arizona Matsuri. My name is Peter Krogel, and I am the chief instructor of Arizona Bujinkan, Ninpo, and Budokai. The Bujinkan is a traditional martial arts system that is based on 9 schools of battlefield and ninja arts, brought together by our teacher, Dr. Masaaki Hatsumi, the 34th generation Grandmaster from Togakure-ryu, which is one of the older of the schools. Today, I would like to share with you some of the buki, or weapons, that we use in our training. First off, why don't we start with this big fella here. This is a kasarigama. The kasari is chain, and the gama is this sickle-like end here. The way this works is this chain would be thrown with this weighted end to wrap around either the swordman coming in or someone with a spear. And then when it's locked tight, then you can close the distance to cut or stab with this gama or sickle end. So this is a bit unwieldy for normal use. So we also have this kusari fundo. The kasari fundo, which is a much shorter version of what was going on with the kasari gama. Here you have what, maybe 18 inches of chain with 2 weights. These are the fundo, okay? The way in which this was used is to deflect or to wrap. And then you can strike, once you've closed the distance by wrapping, you can strike kyusho or vital points with the weighted end. You can also use the corners of these weights for pressuring on bone or facial parts to then take someone to the ground to control them. It's quite lethal. This can also be spun to strike with. These are suntetsu. They're a bit like brass knuckles here in the West, but they have some unique features to the Japanese. Of course, you can strike with these rings on your hands and your fingers, but you can also turn the protruding bars to stab or strike or hook on to flesh or the neck and use it for throws. They can be used this way to stop a blade and then parted for striking. Here we have a jutei. Jutei were traditionally carried by the police in feudal Japan. And so the jutei was a bar that has a little hook on it. So initially, the jutei would be a symbol of law enforcement. So rather than having a badge to identify themselves, they would use the jutei very prominently to show that they were the authority. And it could be used for striking, for grappling, for even catching blades here in this hook on the side. The rope would have been used for tying the offender up after they were subdued, and there's a little whistle or a fue on the bottom so that you can call for assistance. There were a lot of different kinds of jutei. This particular one is kind of a silver wash on it. And so that silver wash, it was thought that by using the end of the jute in the mouth of the deceased person, you could tell if they were poisoned or not, because the silver would turn black from the poisoning. So in feudal Japan, it was not normal for people to really touch dead people. So frequently the jute could be used to turn someone over, to open up the kimono to look at any stab wounds, to basically search a person, a dead person, without having to physically touch them yourself. So that was why these frequently were dipped in some sort of a silver wash. This long model here was used as, you can see it's almost kind of pointed at the end. So when prisoners were transported, they were squished into a basket-shaped carrier and then would be schlepped by lower class individuals to court or to other jails. And frequently it was a rough ride, they were all trussed up, and they would complain. This pointed model was used to poke them in the ribs through the basket carrier to shut them up. So the Japanese had a variety of these kind of jute. This jute is quite heavy. It has a hole through the middle here and a hole here. This was used as a signaling device. They would put a powder charge down through the middle here and a fuse here. When they were out searching for a criminal, they could light this to signal, and it would go off like a flare to signal their compatriots to come running in their direction to help them subdue the perpetrator. Jute were common to the police force in Edo period Japan, which was from early 1600s to the middle of the 1800s. After that, people started carrying their own weapons similar in style to the jute. And so kiseru, or pipes, were very commonly used amongst men in Japan. And so these were adapted to other uses. This particular kiseru is made of brass and bronze, and so while it functions as a smoking pipe, it's quite heavy as well, and so would be used for striking or grappling as needed. This is another model, but it is more of a shikomi or type of kiseru in the sense that it has a hidden weapon. So it also is made of bronze, but it has a dagger concealed inside of it. So that gives it the kiseru, or the shikomi kiseru name. This is a maruhoshi. It looks sort of like the jute in the sense that it has a hook here, but it was used in the left hand to parry a sword or a spear coming in, and you would have your sword in the right hand to cut or stab over the top or underneath. So you could trap an incoming weapon or just deflect it and maneuver around it. The weight, the tassel would have a weighted end, perhaps maybe like a lead sinker concealed inside of it, so that you could strike with it as well. In feudal Japan, many men would also carry instead of a sensu, theirs would be an iron fan. It would look and function just like the regular sensu. However, on the outside, this part was made of iron. So it would be carried like this, and when there was a problem, you can fight with it here. So it would be used for striking, for grappling, hooking, pressing in against kyusho or pressure points. It had many uses. It was also great for deflecting a weapon being stabbed at you or thrown at you. So this was called a tessin. There was another kind of tessin as well. This tessin doesn't have the paper on it any longer. Instead, what it has just these tines. In this particular model, while it's iron here, it also has these pointed tines. These spokes are pointed so that you could stab with them as well. So if you can imagine what this might have looked like with the paper of a regular sensu on it, but hidden inside that paper are these pointed tines for stabbing. So this gives you an idea of how lethal this weapon could have been, because there's a lot of those little spokes on it. Then we go on to some ninja weapons. This is a kunai. It's a rather short kunai. Very much, it's bladed on both sides and could be thrown because it's quite pointed. But it was also a tool that would be carried by the ninja. It could be used for prying open windows and doors that were sliding, and could also be used to lock a window or a door to prevent it from sliding. This is a senban shuriken, a four-pointed shuriken. This is used in Togakure-ryu, and they would traditionally carry 9 of these, two in the belt here, 4 in a hidden pocket on the inside, and 1 behind the back in a pocket at the back of the neck, so that you were always able to be throwing a weapon to effect an escape or to distract someone coming to attack you. While they're dodging this, you could draw a weapon, draw your sword or some other weapon to then enter and counter what they're doing. So this is senban shuriken. It also had that tool capability in the sense that it can be wedged in the track of a sliding door or window to prevent the movement. This is a tetsubishi. It is an iron spike affair that wherever it's dropped, it has a point up. So these were used typically to prevent someone following you, to slow them down perhaps, or to stop them. The way in which that would work is you would have a little bamboo bottle with you that you could then trail them out as you moved swiftly in your escape. And so then the follower would step on these. So typically these would be used in a house on the tatami mats. in a stairwell, at a gate. These particular tetsubishi are actually called onabishi, which means it's a seed pod that grows on a water hemlock plant that is harvested in the early fall, and they are very pointed, so wherever they land, there's always a point up, and it would be very unpleasant to step on however they land. Today, that's all the weapons we have to share with you. You'll notice we have this armor on either side. This suit here would be from the early Sengoku period, late Muromachi period, where there was these really wide sode. This was used as kind of a shield to protect against arrows and more battering kinds of weapons. If we look over here, this model is from the late Sengoku period, where they needed a bit more maneuverability on the battlefield. This style had a much shorter sode and a bit more armor plating to accommodate the kinds of weaponry they saw at that time, would be the late 1500s and early 1600s. Thank you for coming and visiting us today, and I hope that next year we get to show our toys to you in person at a physical Matsuri. Thank you very much. Domo arigato.
Welcome to Roho-en, a traditional Japanese garden which transports the essence of Japanese culture and philosophy to the Sonoran Desert. Inside the gates lies Arizona's first authentic public Japanese garden, 3.5 acres of tranquility, designed to be a place of meditation and contemplation. The garden is a shared vision of sister cities, Phoenix, Arizona, and Himeji, Japan. The garden is an art form in Japan, as well as a significant part of Japanese culture and traditional beauty. How did the garden get its name? Well, Phoenix is known for the mythological phoenix bird, and Himeji Castle is known for the white heron. These symbols make up the Friendship Garden's Japanese name, Roho-en. Ro means heron. Ho is the Japanese word for the phoenix bird, and en means garden. More than 50 Himeji landscape and garden architects contributed their knowledge and time to this project. Their guidance and expertise helped ensure the project would respect centuries of tradition by emulating the masters of the traditional Japanese garden designs. This wide expanse was transformed into the Friendship Garden in 3 phases. Before any construction could take place, the raw materials were needed, specifically rock and stone. Rock and stone are often described as the backbone of the Japanese garden. All of the stone and boulders came from locations around Arizona. With the necessary rocks procured, Phase 1, construction of the traditional Japanese tea house and its garden, began in 1995. The structure was built under the watchful eyes and direction of the Himeji architects. In 2001, 5 years after the tea house construction, Phase 2 started, the garden creation. Once again, the Himeji landscape architects made numerous trips to Phoenix. It wasn't a part of their day-to-day jobs back in Japan, but this was a special project. The cobblestones forming the beach were placed by hand, a painstaking process that paid off beautifully in the end. Roho-en bridges were made overseas and transported to Phoenix. In the Japanese gardens, water is considered a symbol of purity and happiness. All of the decorative features throughout the garden, the lanterns and sculptures, were gifts from the Himeji people, including enshachi, an ornament found on the famous Himeji Castle. It's half tiger and half fish. In January of 2004, the garden was officially dedicated, bringing together the people of Phoenix and Himeji to rejoice in this remarkable achievement of transporting the spirit of Japan to the Valley of the Sun. The highlight of the dedication are the koi fish, called the jewels of fish. 50 koi which came from Japan were released into the garden ponds. In 2008, Phase 3, construction of the Seichin restroom began, bringing together the return of the Himeji architects. Today, Japanese Friendship Garden holds many cultural and educational events that would enrich visitors' understanding traditional Japanese culture. Among them are the tea ceremony, moon viewing, and ikebana exhibit. Not many Japanese gardens in America offer the authentic tea ceremony regularly to the public. It has been described as the best art experience ever provided. The moon viewing, Otsukimi, is a festival honoring the harvest full moon. In Japan, this tradition was first practiced in the Heian era. Over the years, this festival has become our most popular event. In November 2016, marked the 40th anniversary of the sister cities Phoenix and Himeji. We welcomed very special guests from Himeji. The anniversary ceremony was held in our garden, where Phoenix Mayor Stanton and Himeji Vice Mayor Utsumi signed the sister city reaffirmation. In April 2017, Roho-en and Himeji Garden, Koko-en, signed the official sister garden agreement in Himeji. It was the perfect setting for our special day with cherry trees in full bloom. The garden will continue to need collaborative efforts from public and private nonprofit partnership, which includes volunteers and donations. The garden's master plan has been in place since 1987, and only Phase 1 through 3 have been completed. Phases 4 and 5, which are viewing pavilion and a visitor center, yet to be completed. We would like to ask your kind support to complete our master plans, which was the dream of the late Himeji Mayor Totani and the dreams of many people who contributed their time from the beginning. We hope that everyone will take away inspirations of peace, tranquility, and friendship.
Welcome to Himeji City.
Hello everyone, I am Maria. I would like to take you all on a sightseeing tour around Himeji. The beautiful castle you can see just over there is Himeji Castle. Himeji Castle is a world-famous castle that was built by gathering the very best elements of Japanese architecture. It is a national treasure and is registered as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. People are fascinated by the beautiful white castle keep that has been standing for more than 400 years, and these days an increasing number of visitors to the castle are from overseas. The interior of Himeji Castle's main keep has hangars and armor hooks everywhere, and it is easy to see that it once functioned as an armory and fortress. As well as the materials which remain from the time of the castle's construction, there is also a building dedicated to Senhime, the granddaughter of Tokugawa Ieyasu, so you can get a real sense of feudal Japan when you visit.
cooperation agreement twinning Konwi Castle and Himeji Castle was signed in Himeji on October 29, 2019.
What do you think about today's signing between the Himeji Castle and the Konwi Castle?
I thought it was a very important ceremony for both Konwi and Himeji, and very welcoming people in Japan.
What's your impression of the World Heritage Site, Himeji Castle?
Yeah, well, it's an amazing site. I've been a few times now. I think it's absolutely stunning. It's a beautiful castle. It's got so much history. I love history a lot myself, and so yeah, the history that the castle has is incredible. And I know how important it is to everyone in Himeji. So I mean, it's the centre point, so to speak. So yeah, it's a fantastic place, and it's a real honour to be here.
Like I said, it's a beautiful, beautiful place, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of it, and the welcome has been amazing.
It's very beautiful, it's amazing, the construction, and thinking that you did this like 500 years ago, it's amazing, really amazing, impressive.
What about you? What do you think about the castle?
Yeah, it's very beautiful, the history, we read everything, and it's very impressive.
Great.
Yeah.
I think it's beautiful. We go inside, so maybe it's more beautiful, but the outside is fantastic.
Okay. What do you think?
We're going to experience.
Yeah, it looks very elegant from the outside.
Okay,
beautiful.
Himeji is literally full of interesting places that you could really enjoy. If you want to know more, let's go.
On the west side of Himeji Castle, there is a Japanese garden called Kokoen, which is divided into 9 separate gardens and measures 10,000 tsubo, or 3.5 hectares in area. Kokoen stands on a site formerly occupied by the west residence of the lord of the castle, as well as some samurai houses. This classic brick building is an old Japanese army warehouse built in the Meiji era. It is currently being used as a museum, and the front yard can be rented out for holding receptions and parties. To the northeast of the castle is the Hyogo Prefectural Museum of History. You can even see an image of Himeji Castle reflected on the glass wall outside. The modern building at the foot of Otoyama, to the northwest of the castle, is the Himeji City Museum of Literature, which was designed by the famous architect Tadao Ando. This is also a great place for viewing the castle.
In Himeji, there is an elegant temple that was used as a location for scenes in the Hollywood movie The Last Samurai.
About 6 kilometers northwest of Himeji Castle, at the top of Mountain Shosha, is Engyoji, a temple founded at the start of the Heian period by a Buddhist priest named Shoku Shonin. Engyoji is one of the 3 main practice halls of the Tendai sect and is known as the Mount Hiei of the West. The temple boasts many important cultural properties, including many impressive buildings and Buddha statues. Because of the temple's unique atmosphere, it is often used as a location for movies and dramas. At Engyoji, you can also try to cleanse your mind through activities such as sutra copying and seated meditation. The northern part of Himeji city is a largely rural area blessed with abundant nature. Here you can enjoy outdoor activities such as camping and hiking, or even just take a stroll through the forest to clear your mind. And in summer, you can go fishing for ayu, also known as sweet fish. In Himeji city, there is a hot spring resort with a history that goes back to ancient times. Also known as Himeji no Okuzashiki, Shiota Hot Spring is the perfect place to relax and escape the bustle and stresses of daily life.
Himeji has many other attractions in addition to the well-known Eishima Islands and Himeji Central Park. Let's go there together.
The Eishima Islands float off the coast of Himeji and Ako, about 30 minutes by high-speed boat from Himeji city, and are made up of 44 large and small islands. It's like the Mediterranean Sea, with many houses clustered together on the slopes above the bay. It's really beautiful. I love this type of Japanese scenery. Eishima is known as one of the best fishing spots in Japan, and many people visit these islands to enjoy the delicious seafood. In summer, you can have fun swimming in the sea. On your visit, be sure to try everything to enjoy Eishima to the full. About a 25-minute drive from Himeji Station, Himeji Central Park is both a safari park and an amusement park on an extensive site. The latest adventure ride is an exhilarating experience because you can see wild animals up really close. Not only that, but you can also try out the latest rides in the amusement park.
My job back in the United Kingdom, I am in charge of tourism, and we are always looking for new attractions to invite visitors from all over the world. I think the safari park that you have in Himeji will do very, very well for international visitors from all over the world, so well done. Yeah.
The Japan Toy Museum, located about 30 minutes by car from Himeji Station, has over 19,000 items, including toys and dolls from over 160 countries around the world. There is even a corner where you can play with the toys, and the museum has been given a 2-star rating by the Michelin Green Guide. Taiyo Park is about 30 minutes by car from Himeji Station. Here, you can visit a white castle perched on a mountaintop, which was inspired by Neuschwanstein Castle in Bavaria. And you can enjoy 3D tree cart. In the stone area, you can see replicas of buildings from around the world. It's a great spot for taking photos for Instagram.
The city of Himeji holds various events at each season. It's nice to go sightseeing during these events, so let me introduce you to some of them.
As the seasons pass, the change in appearance of the streets of the city is very impressive. Spring is the season of cherry blossoms in Japan, and Himeji Castle is well known as a prime spot for cherry blossom viewing. Each year, a stunning cherry blossom viewing event is held in the castle grounds, including a grand musical recital performed by 100 koto, or Japanese harps. In the summertime, when the trees are lush, Himeji Castle nestles beautifully under the blue sky and provides visitors with stunning photographs from any angle. The Himeji Minato Festival and Maritime Fireworks Show is a major summer event that attracts a huge crowd of spectators. The sight of fireworks exploding over the sea is especially beautiful. In autumn, the leaves turn from green to red, orange and gold, and the richness of the foliage provides a beautiful backdrop for the city. Himeji's Autumn Festival, the Nada no Kenka Fighting Festival, is an extraordinary event where 3 portable shrines called Mikoshi battle and jostle each other. This festival is well worth seeing and also attracts many foreign visitors. In winter, when the White Castle is wrapped in a blanket of white snow, visitors are treated to scenes of breathtaking beauty. In Himeji, where the winters are usually mild, it rarely snows, but occasionally it is possible to see this beautiful view. When the new year begins, Oni or ogres appear here and there around Himeji city. These red ogres and blue ogres hold torches, perform heroic dances, and pray for a rich harvest and for prosperity in business in the year ahead.
For delicious gourmet food, let's get acquainted with the wonderful taste of Himeji. I'm going to try some of it now. Bon appetit!
Harima is a treasure trove of seafood. With sand eels in spring, eels in summer, blue crabs in autumn, and mackerel in winter, you can enjoy fresh seafood in Himeji throughout the year. Japanese beef, or Wagyu, is now a global brand. Himeji beef is a variety of Koroge Wagyu beef that comes from Japanese black beef cattle raised in the local Nishi-Harima district and meets strict standards of quality and flavor. This is hinepon, the meat of free-range hinedori chickens. It has a great texture and tastes delicious. Himeji oden is a one-pot dish cooked in a lightly boiled soup and served with ginger and soy sauce.
Himeji oden, did you try that already?
Yeah, I think we had it last night.
Really?
Yes, we did.
How was that?
Fantastic. Yeah, very
Did you like that?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Himeji oden, you have?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. What did you think about the taste of the oden, Himeji oden?
We like it.
Was good?
Like it, yes.
Oh, good.
Especially on the cold weather, yes.
Oh, yeah, it's good to warm up, right?
It's warm. Yes.
Yeah, good. Called Himeji oden. Did you guys try it already?
No, not yet.
Oh, it's nice.
Would you like to try it?
Yes, of course.
Since, like,
Because we are vegetarians. And
oh, okay. I think it's okay for you guys. Like,
but Himeji
yes,
oden.
yeah.
Thank you for giving
Yeah, sure.
Thank you very much.
Himeji is also a great place for sake. The city's 8 breweries each have their own unique sake. Please be sure to try out some of Himeji's local sake when you visit.
Did you try some Himeji sake already?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Do you drink alcohol?
Yes, sometimes, yes.
Okay. Would you like to try this sake?
Definitely, I'd like to try, yeah.
Okay, nice.
It looks nice.
Okay. Would you like to try the Himeji sake?
Yes, of course. Who would not? Yeah, we drink everything in Australia.
To warm up your body, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's Himeji Castle. Wow, this light soup stock and ginger with soy sauce are perfect match for a den. And it's even better with some Japanese sake. You should really try it.
Chuka soba is a Chinese noodle dish cooked in a Japanese style that has been very popular in Japan for many decades. Some people come to Himeji from a great distance just to eat this.
Okay, so let's try it. This is great. Japanese ramen is popular overseas nowadays, but I can highly recommend these ekisoba noodles for anyone who loves ramen. Please come alone and try them.
Located in southwestern Hyogo Prefecture, Himeji is the core city of the Harima district. It has great road and rail access and can be reached in about 3 hours by Shinkansen from Tokyo and in about 1 hour by Special Express from Osaka. When visiting the area around Himeji Castle, a convenient way of getting around is to take the one-coin sightseeing loop bus that runs from morning to evening. To help you enjoy the area around Himeji Castle, you can make use of the Himechari bicycle rental system, which gives users the chance to rent and return bicycles at any of over a dozen locations. For details, please visit the website.
Himeji is a wonderful city which has inherited a rich history and tradition and is lucky enough to have not only historic Himeji Castle, but also beautiful nature, delicious food, wonderful seasonal events for all to enjoy. I hope that people from all over Japan and the rest of the world will come to visit us and discover Himeji's charms. We are waiting to welcome you to our beautiful city.
Come to Himeji to discover history, culture, and beautiful nature that you've never encountered before. We look forward to welcoming you to our city.
Alright, let's sing together. Hey. Ooh, eh, oh, moo, ooh, ee, eh. Aruko, oh, oh. Your turn. Ooh, eh, oh, moo, ooh, ee. Your turn. Ooh, eh, oh, moo, ooh, ee. Then. No. 1, 2, 1, 2. Ooh, eh, oh, moo, ooh, ee. Your turn. Pretty good. Aruko, oh, oh, oh. Pretty good. Ooh, eh, oh, moo, ooh, ee. Alright. Aruko, oh, oh, oh. Alright, that means look up the sky because people don't look at your tears. That guy kicked out by his girlfriend. So if you know this song, it's really sad song. If you don't know, now you got it. One more time. 上を向いて歩こう 2, 1, 2, 3. Louder, hands! Last chance, come on, guys!
Hello everyone! Welcome to the Matsuri video presented by Chado Urasenke Tankokai Arizona Association. My name is Yuiko Ames and I am currently serving as the Chief of Administration for the Tea Group. It is a great honor to co-host this Chakai with my husband, Christopher Ames, who is also a member of the association. Our sensei, Keiko Soke Nakada, supervised us making this video for the theme of 1,000 paper cranes, which is the theme for Matsuri 2021. We hope you enjoy watching the video as much as we enjoyed making it. では、よろしくお願いいたします。
The tokonoma or indented alcove is the most important part of the chashitsu or tea house. It is an expression of yin and yang. The jiku or scroll is yin because it is the unmoving truth. The flower is yang with its potential to grow, blossom, and bear fruit. Yin and yang is the explanation of the universe central to the tea tradition. Today, the scroll reads, Ichiyu Senza no Uruosu, written by High Priest Genpo at the Obaku Mountain in Kyoto. This Zen phrase literally means the rain nourishes 1,000 mountains. The number 1,000 in Japanese doesn't only mean many, but it also has sacred significance. For example, Kannon, the Buddhist goddess of mercy, has 1,000 arms to save sufferers. Likewise, it's central to 1,000 paper cranes, the theme of Matsuri this year. Living in a desert, we all know the blessing of rainfall. In this case, rain is a metaphor for the Buddhist teachings and his compassion for all living things. The flower is called Alstroemeria and is in the vase along with some cherry tree branches. The vase itself is Tsurukubi, which means crane's neck. The sweets, or okashi, for today's ceremony are homemade cookies. My wife shaped them into hexagons to complement the theme of cranes. Hexagons are in a traditional Japanese pattern called Kikko Gara, or turtle shell pattern. Turtles are said to live 10,000 years, while cranes live 1,000 years. The crane and the turtle are best friends. They both symbolize longevity, and we often find them at weddings or other celebrations as a way to wish for a long, healthy life for all they're celebrating.
一服差し上げます。
Today's tea ceremony is called Chasen Kazari, Usucha style, acknowledging the mizusashi, or the water vessel. The water vessel we're using today is Bizen pottery from a kiln near Hiroshima, Japan. Hiroshima is where Sadako Sasaki is commemorated as the young child who made the first 1,000 paper cranes as a prayer for peace after World War II. Usually when we make our presentations at the Matsuri site, we use braziers on the stage to heat the water. Those braziers are for summer tea ceremonies, while the roast style, with the sunken hearth, as we're using today, is for the winter. For winter, the tea kettle, as well as the cup of the bamboo ladle, are larger in size as a way to show hospitality toward the guests.
お菓子をどうぞ。
お手前頂戴いたします。
おふ加減はいかがでしょうか。
大変美味しく頂戴しております。This tea bowl has a pattern of an origami crane on the outside and the turtle shell pattern on the inside. It was supposedly made in 1964, about 50 years ago, when Japanese paper, as the paper we make paper cranes from, was the theme for the waka poetry recital at the imperial court in Japan. Dozo oshimai kudasai.
おしまいにいたします。
The host is now closing the ceremony. The first thing to do is to purify the bowl with some cold water from the vessel, the main utensil in the ceremony. She's now purifying the tea container for guests to view it. The shape of this tea container is a grain of rice, and it has a pattern of plum flowers on it. The tea scoop has a poetic name, Gazing Over the Ocean, or Bokai, and it was made by a Zen high priest at Dai Tokuji Temple in Kyoto, Japan.
一筋の糸が千羽の折り鶴をまとめるように、海を越えて出会った私たちが一つに結び合わさり、この困難な時代をご一緒に乗り越えていくことができますように。本日はありがとうございました。
今日のお話は桃太郎。Today's story is 桃太郎 The Peach Boy。
桃太郎 The Peach Boy。
Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived an old man and an old woman who had no children. One day, the old man went up to the mountain to gather firewood, and the old woman went to the river to wash clothes.
Jabu, 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 jabu.
The old woman was scrubbing the clothes when suddenly she saw an enormous peach floating down the river towards her.
Domburako, 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 domburako.
It seemed to say as it bobbed up and down in the water. How happy the old woman was to see such a luscious piece of fruit coming her way. She pulled it out of the water and carried it home.
What a delicious looking peach! Shall we cut it up and eat it?
Just as the old man and old woman said this, the peach split open.
Anya! Anya!
Out stepped a beautiful baby boy. The old man and old woman were filled with joy. And as the baby was born from a peach, they named him Momotaro, which means peach boy. The old couple looked at the baby and said,
Dear little Momotaro, please grow as fast as you can.
They fed him 1 bowl of rice and he grew. They fed him 2 bowls of rice and he grew even more. Momotaro grew bigger and stronger day by day. But do you know what? After Momotaro ate, he just slept. He ate and slept all the time.
Get up, Momotaro. You should help your father with his work. Come with us to the mountain to gather firewood.
The villagers came by to get Momotaro on their way to the mountain, but he was fast asleep. They came by the next day, but he still did not get up. They came the next day too, but he did not budge. Finally, on the 4th day, Momotaro got up and gave a big yawn. And started off for the mountain. Then he pulled out a big tree with his bare hands and carried it home on his shoulders.
Look, Momotaro brought back a huge piece of firewood.
The old man, the old woman, and all the villagers were amazed.
How strong Momotaro is.
But one day, when everything seemed peaceful,
Boom! Thud! Boom! Fight!
A horrible, sickening smell blew towards the village, and suddenly a band of wicked ogres appeared. They destroyed the crops and carried off the young women and children. And where was Momotaro all this time? He was fast asleep and did not hear a thing.
Get up, Momotaro! Please, get up!
Come on, Momotaro. Get up.
The old man and old woman shook the sleeping boy.
A band of ogres attacked our village and destroyed everything. Come, show your strength. Show everyone what you can do.
Later. I'll go after them tomorrow. Tomorrow will be too late. Hurry and get up now.
Momotaro slowly opened his eyes and said sleepily to the old man and old woman,
I will go to the Ogre Island to conquer the wicked ogres. But first, make me some millet dumplings.
The old man and old woman set to work busily. The old man ground the millet into powder.
Goring, goring.
And the old woman made 3 giant dumplings for Momotaro.
Thank you, Father and Mother. Well, I'm off on my journey.
Goodbye, Momotaro.
Please come home safely.
Momotaro had not gone far when a dog came up to him.
Woof woof! Where are you going, Momotaro?
I'm going to Ogre Island to conquer the ogres. They took the young women and children from my village, and I'm going to get them back.
What's in that sack, hanging from your belt?
The best millet dumplings in all Japan.
Please give me one and I'll join you.
Well, you can't have a whole one, but here, I'll give you half.
Momotaro and the dog were walking along together when a monkey scampered up.
Chatter, chatter, where are you going, Momotaro?
I'm going to Ogre Island to conquer the ogres. They took the young women and children from my village, and I'm going to get them back.
What's in that sack, hanging from your belt?
The best millet dumplings in all Japan.
Please give me one, and I'll join you.
Well, you can't have a whole one, but here, I'll give you half.
Just at that moment, a pheasant swooped down. He also wondered where Momotaro was going. Momotaro gave the pheasant half a millet dumpling, and he joined the group too. They continued on until they came to the sea.
Shabu, shabu. How big the sea is,
they all said. Then Momotaro, the dog, the monkey, and the pheasant got into a boat and headed for Ogre Island. It wasn't long before they saw the dark, dreadful-looking island in the distance.
Here comes Ogre Island up ahead.
Screech, screech. I'll go first and start the attack.
Saying this, the pheasant swiftly flew off. When the pheasant got to the ogre's fortress, he took the ogre guarding the big iron gate by surprise and began to peck at his eyes.
Ow! Ow! Help!
The ogre guard fell to the ground. When he saw this, the monkey jumped off the boat and scurried up the wall into the fortress to open the gate. Once the monkey had opened the gate, Momotaro and the dog dashed inside and a fierce battle began. The monkey scratched the ogres, the pheasant pecked at them, the dog bit them, while Momotaro
thud, thud, thud,
threw them to the ground. In the end, the chief of the ogres and his wicked band lay helpless on the ground.
Hooray! Hooray! Now, look for the young women and children who were carried off and bring them to me.
They found the ogre's big ship, and Momotaro put the women and children aboard, along with the ogre's treasures. Then all sailed home joyfully. How happy the old man, the old woman, and the villagers were when they saw everyone returned home safely. And from that time on, they all lived together in peace and happiness.
Oshimai. The end. Arigatou gozaimashita!
Thank you for watching our No Holland video. We will continue creating more fun Japanese cultural programs.
Please subscribe! Mata mite ne! See you next time!